to make these category cards, and we have to make them in two variations and of course with a lot of illustrations. I'm going to go back to my basics foundations and I'm going to select all these emojis which I brought in the name of illustrations. Since I said we will be using this for this particular case, I'm going to create them into a set, just text layers, and I'm going to call them illustrations. So in these individual, let me show you one important thing before that. So I named the layers accordingly. So I picked these names, catering, beauty, packages, and I named these layers accordingly. This is beauty, this is packaging. Now I am converting them into a component set and illustration. And here you can see that these names are now here. We can organize them, of course, because we need them in certain order, which is catering. Catering goes first, beauty goes second, packaging goes on third, shipping goes on fourth, gifts goes on. So this is so that we can find things easily. Asian, salad, Spanish, kosher, and Thai. Okay, and I'm gonna call this type. Now I'm going to copy this first one, and I'm going to bring it here. So for catering, I could find this emoji, and you can try it if you can find more accurate one, or you can try illustrations and use the method of the way I saved icons as components. You can save them, bring them, just make sure you bring them in illustrations and all of them are the same type. Okay, now I'm going to hit D and start writing. Of course it is not 40, so I am going to use the size which is working best here, this one. Wow. So I place this here. I'm going to apply the text that they are using, which is 900. I am going to select these and align them like the text layer. Also, I should have done this before, but the components I was making were not really complicated and not a lot of properties were needed to be applied on them. But in this case, I am going to rename them the layer to something reasonable, so when I change the text later, it doesn't bother me in any way. Okay, so moving this a bit closer. Okay, now we have two things, same cards, it's just there is no background behind this and there is a background behind this. For this illustration, just alone on this one, I am going to click Shift A, and by default it has applied 444 spacing and padding. I'm going to reduce that, and 1234 1234, and placing it right here, and see. Okay, 8 I think was fine, probably 6, so I'm trying which works best. 6 is random, but yeah, we can try this. 8 is too much and 7 is too random, so let's go with 6. Now I am going to apply roundness, so let's round those corners. Now I'm going to apply a fill. What I'm gonna do is go for the fill and see which one is fine. Okay, there is one thing, since I used emojis, it has automatically given them black color. I can just update it, nothing will change. You see, if I change the color, so you can choose any color so it doesn't bother you later, like this. Okay, So we have prepared the card. I have center aligned it and I'm calling it illustration, or maybe yes, illustration. Okay, now I am going to select this, align this, and add another shift A. The spacing is 2 between these two items, and some of the padding will come from this background that I added, so I think this should work. Okay, so far in the multiples of 4 I have used 2 and 6 as random numbers, and I'm going to call it card. So this is one. Wow, now I want to make sure that this works on all of the what do you say, cards. So I'm just gonna place it and see if I need to make it a bit wider or something, so the text doesn't bother. So it actually it does, it is going to bother. So what I'm going to do is, so there is one layer, illustration layer inside, and there is this whole card. What I'm going to do is just add some padding, so when there is text, not here actually, without adding padding I should just add, make it this a bit wider, just making sure it is not a lot, or maybe just resizing it. So it is 52 and I'm going to make it 56. So this should work and make it, keep it center aligned. So now if now if I can apply this property fill container and center align it, this way a bit longer text will also, they can be covered easily. So I should probably place them a bit here, or show you like this, like this. So if the text is a bit bigger, we are going to need some space. So this is covered, and now I'm looking at this and I realize that it should be medium. Okay, so this makes sense. Okay, I'm removing the background I added, keeping this version outside card, and I'm calling it card background, or just card. We are gonna try something different by in this. Now I'm gonna do this. First I need to remove the background. I'm not doing anything else, just remove the background, and I should probably add a background to show you what I'm doing. FF, bring this forward and show you guys this. So I'm gonna make this card. Since this was a component, I am going to just simply select the salad, and yep, that's it. And we can change it. This is not necessary, but yeah, you can try changing it. And I'm going to place it right here. So we have both type of cards ready, and I'm gonna select them and make them into a component. Easy peasy. No, so there is a problem. Since you see I didn't use the naming technique that I was previously using by adding slash, and but if you have done the same mistake, there is no problem. We can simply select one and rename it. So this one is with background, or maybe let's try another thing since we are doing it. So let's go into detail and name this property is as background. So, or maybe grade background, we can give it any name, and I am going to call this default thing yes. Now this is yes, but this doesn't have a background, so I'm going to call it no. And let's see the magic. I'm gonna go there, and it has applied a toggle over here. So if we use yes or no property, and this is what happens. So now we have to make sure that our components are going in right direction. So we make it, sorry, our illustration to catering, and keep the text, select the text in fact. So I'm going to use this property of Figma, which was recently introduced, and it is select matching layers. And from here, from the layer, I am going to apply a text property, because we use a lot of text. We are in need of a lot of text variation for this component. So I'm going to say, call it label, and I'm going to just name is text, like the value should be text. And this is changed because I added the label value as text. But when go in the variation that I placed here, I can see that I can easily update it, so it shouldn't be an issue. Now, since this already is a variation, so this illustration means you can just simply go select this illustration and select anything. But still, if we want to make it less complicated, I am going to press plus. Since this is one component, this illustration, and I used it to make another component, what I'm going to do is just press add and go into nested instances and press this. Now let's see the magic. Here there is a heading. Now I can simply, without going through each and select the property, I'm just going to go and update this to, since you guys can't see the background, so I'm going to apply the background to show you, like this is the background version and this is no background version. So I guess this should work, nothing else. Okay, so we can call it since there are different kind of cards that we are supposed to make, I'm going to call it category card category free category. Wrong spelling, I'll fix it. Okay, so see you guys in the next video.